Okay, let's really dive deep into something that's quietly reshaping our entire professional world. Have you ever stopped to think about how much of your future success, that next big promotion or even landing your dream job, might hinge on something as seemingly simple as a well-crafted email, or maybe a strategically planned social media post, or a flawless video call? What if mastering these everyday digital tools isn't just about efficiency, but actually the secret weapon that truly sets you apart? The thing that positions you for an absolutely thriving career in today's, well, hyper-connected business landscape. Get ready to level up. This deep dive is your essential guide to understanding the tech that's reshaping every single industry, and maybe more importantly, how you can leverage it. We're pulling back the curtain on Chapter 11, Digital Communication from Technology for Success, Computer Concepts. This isn't just about the what, though. It's really the profound why and the practical how. We're exploring everything from, the subtle art of professional email etiquette and creating genuinely thumb-stopping content, all the way to navigating the tricky ethical landscape of our digital interactions. Our mission today is to give you a shortcut to being truly well-informed, equipped with practical takeaways, and a clear roadmap for success. Especially for you students at the Dr. Sam Pat College of Business, or really anyone currently taking a BCIS 1305 course. Before we go any further, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Seriously, you absolutely won't want to miss the insider tips and crucial insights we'll be sharing. These could genuinely help position you for a bright future in your chosen careers, whether that's IT, marketing, finance, or, anything in between. And for additional resources we'll mention throughout our conversation, be sure to check the description of this deep dive.
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? We engage with digital communication constantly, every single day, checking phones, joining calls, but actually defining it precisely. That can be surprisingly tricky.
Yeah.
At its heart, it's the process of exchanging information, messages and ideas using digital technologies and platforms, almost always via the internet, right? It involves transmitting and receiving data through electronic devices and networks, enabling everything from instant messaging to sharing multimedia across, well, vast distances, often in real time. That definition, kind of pulling from our sources, really captures how broad it is.
So it's clearly more than just firing off a quick text, right? It sounds like it covers the entire ecosystem, the underlying infrastructure, the interactions, the whole interconnected web.
Precisely. Okay, exactly. The core definition one source gives highlights it as a process through which a source, using an interactive channel, sends a purposive, binarily programmed, greased, measurable, widely accessible, and retrievable message to a destination that has unlimited opportunity to provide feedback. Now, that's quite a mouthful, but it's a robust framework. It really underscores how uniquely different digital communication is from, say, a traditional letter or even just a phone call because of these specific characteristics. To illustrate, imagine the difference between sending a physical letter versus an email. With traditional mail, you have a physical letter, that's your message. The Postal Service is the channel. You've got a sender, the source, and a recipient, the destination. Simple enough. Digital communication essentially has these same basic elements, but the nature of each one is fundamentally transformed by technology. The message isn't physical, the channel is often virtual, instantaneous, and that feedback loop, it can be way more dynamic and immediate. The whole interaction paradigm just shifts.
Right. And if we look at the history, this massive shift didn't just happen overnight, did it? It's been a continuous, sometimes really fast journey of innovation and adaptation, evolving in ways we probably couldn't have imagined even a few decades ago.
Absolutely. If we connect this to the bigger picture, digital communication didn't just appear fully formed. It's an ongoing, rapid evolution. Think back to the 1970s when email first emerged. That was revolutionary, a huge leap from traditional mail. It offered a speed and efficiency for exchanging information over distance that was, well, previously unimaginable. Then the 1990s brought us the early internet, the first chat rooms, primitive social media platforms, starting to lay the groundwork for a truly interconnected world. The 2000s, the turn of the millennium, saw smartphones explode onto the scene. They integrated everything, messaging, social media, email, web browsing, into one seamless mobile device in your pocket. That really made communication ubiquitous, accessible from pretty much anywhere.
And then during the pandemic, wow, it felt like video conferencing just completely took over, didn't it? Suddenly it was the new normal, not just for businesses, but for school too. It really highlighted how incredibly dependent we'd become on these tools, almost for survival.
Absolutely. Platforms like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, WebEx, they became truly indispensable, not just for remote work, but for maintaining social connections, facilitating learning when you couldn't be in person. The pandemic really showcased the critical role digital communication plays in business survival and just continuity. And now, We're seeing emerging tech like AI and AR pushing us towards even more immersive, more personalized interactions. Things like real-time language translation in virtual meetings maybe, or shared virtual spaces where you collaborate like you're in the same room. This continuous evolution means that understanding its foundations, much like the IT concepts you're digging into in a BCIS 1305 course, is absolutely key. Key to staying relevant and competitive in any professional field, really.
What I found particularly captivating in our sources was how they really broke down the unique DNA of a digital message itself. It's more than just the content. It's about how it's inherently structured and delivered that makes it so uniquely powerful.
Indeed. And these core characteristics, they're the fundamental building blocks. Truly understanding them is crucial for anyone looking to strategically use digital communication in business. Let's dive into them. First, a digital message is purposive. Every single digital message serves a specific function. It's not just random noise. Whether you're, fostering social connections with a casual post, providing precise instructions in a project brief, marketing a new product with a catchy ad, or even facilitating learning through an online module, there's always an underlying objective. The insight here, I think, is that sometimes that purpose is kind of hidden, almost an agenda. Think about a simple email newsletter. Okay, surface level, it's telling you about a sale, but the real purpose might be moving you down a sales funnel, building brand loyalty, or just keeping the brand top of mind. Understanding that hidden purpose both when you send and when you receive, that's a powerful lens for effective communication. For future business professionals, this relates directly to using productivity tools for specific, measurable business purposes. A key learning outcome in BCIS 1305. Every digital output needs a clear goal.
Makes sense.
Second, it's binarily programmed. Okay, that sounds super technical, right? Just zeros and ones. But the real insight here is how this fundamental, simple language, the language of computers, enables complexity at an incredible scale. It's the universal translator. It means information, whether it's text, an image, a video stream, gets transformed into these binary digits. That allows for incredibly efficient storage, processing, and lightning-fast transmission across networks. This core simplicity enables, well, infinite digital possibilities. It's why you can stream 4K video across continents, store millions of photos. It's why AI can process massive data sets. It's directly tied to those fundamentals of IT concepts you learned in BCIS 1305. Without binary, the digital world wouldn't exist.
Wow.
Third, and this is a really fitted metaphor from the sources, digital information is greased. When they call it greased, it's a brilliant analogy for its frictionless nature. Imagine trying to get one physical memo to a million people in seconds. Impossible, right? But a greased digital message, a viral tweet, an urgent company memo, a global software update can bypass all that friction. It slips effortlessly to countless destinations almost instantly. Messages disseminate quickly, easily, reaching wide audiences without delay. It's what makes digital marketing so powerful and emergency alerts so incredibly effective. This characteristic alone completely changed business communication.
Yeah, greased really paints a picture.
Fourth, digital messages are measurable. This is huge. Unlike traditional communication where feedback can be slow, anecdotal, hard to quantify, digital tools give us this incredible advantage. Precise tracking of engagement. We're talking clicks, likes, shares, comments, conversion rates, time spent viewing, you name it. This provides immediate, quantifiable feedback. It allows for real-time adjustments and optimization. This is absolutely crucial for business students needing to assess campaign effectiveness, understand customer behavior, make data-driven decisions, and it connects directly to BCIS 1305 learning outcomes like data analytics, goal seeking, what-if analysis, finding out if your communication is actually hitting its goals.
Right, you can see what's working and what's not almost instantly.
Exactly. And finally, digital messages are widely accessible and retrievable. This means they can be accessed pretty much anywhere, anytime, with an internet connection. Huge flexibility democratizes information access. Plus, they can be easily found later through search functions, cloud archives, databases. This ensures valuable info isn't just gone, it's preserved, available for future reference, audit, analysis, which is vital for ethical business research, knowledge management, even compliance.
So, what does this all mean for us? Especially for students heading into the business world or anyone trying to thrive in their career. These aren't just technical details, are they? They're fundamental qualities that absolutely shape how we strategically use digital communication. They tell us that to be effective, our messages need to be intentional, technically sound, easy to spread, trackable, and always available. That's a powerful combination. That really defines success in this digital age, doesn't it? Okay, so the underlying DNA of digital messages is incredibly powerful. But how do we actually harness that power? What are the workhorse tools in our digital arsenal that let us communicate effectively in business? Let's now turn our attention to the actual channels and platforms we use every day. Our sources highlight a whole suite of options, each with its own strengths for different situations, showing just how versatile digital communication really is. The core tools are pretty diverse, as outlined in the textbook chapter, Table 11A. Let's dig into some of the most critical ones, starting with a real veteran.
First up, email, the enduring cornerstone of business. Yeah, email remains, hands down, the most common formal business communication tool globally. Think about it. Sending contracts, visual project updates, important announcements, detailed memos, even your resume. Its primary purpose is formal, structured written communication. That makes it indispensable for clear, traceable information exchange. For BCIS 1305 students, mastering email isn't just clicking send. It's about creating professional business documents, understanding proper formatting, ensuring clarity, conciseness, adhering to legal and ethical standards. This directly supports that learning outcome about creating business documents with word processing software.
What I find really compelling here, though, is that email isn't just about what you say, but critically, how you say it. There's this whole set of unwritten rules in etiquette that can make or break your message. You have to mind your tone, right? Mind your language, especially as emotions are high, because once it's sent, whoosh, you can't take it back. Both UCLA and the chapter emphasize this. I once sent an email late at night, a bit tired, forgot to proofread, ended up accidentally asking for a duck instead of a deck of slides in a client presentation. Super embarrassing.
Right.
Really hammered home why those little details matter.
Well, that's a classic example. And very relatable. And it reminds us that while these tools are convenient, they amplify our human errors if we're not careful. Which brings up a critical point. How do we ensure our emails are perceived professionally and avoid those common pitfalls? Clear, descriptive subject lines are absolutely vital, not just for quick understanding, but for finding it later. Imagine searching for an email just titled Question. Nightmare. Respecting the recipient's time means getting to the point quickly, concisely. No unnecessary jargon, no long rambling intros, and careful use of CC and reply all is critical. Avoid that information overload for everyone else. Our sources give a great tech tip here. For group emails needing individual replies, use BCC for the recipients and put yourself as the main recipient. That keeps everyone's address private and prevents those chaotic reply-all chains that clog up inboxes. This practice, along with understanding the ethics, ties right into BCIS 1305 outcomes on ethical communication.
And proofreading, just
That's cool.
non-negotiable for credibility. Right. A single typo can completely undermine everything.
Absolutely. Typos, grammatical errors. They reflect poorly on your professionalism, your attention to detail. Always proofread thoroughly. Maybe read it aloud or use the tool to check it. And a final but crucial point on email. Be conscious with humor, sarcasm, emoticons in professional settings. They can be so easily misinterpreted, especially across cultures or power dynamics, can cause unintended offense. Also, be super aware of privacy and security. Emails can be legally requested, under discovery. So avoid sharing sensitive company info unless absolutely necessary, and make sure it's sent securely. That relates directly to the BCIS 1305 outcome on security and privacy fundamentals, understanding that digital communication leaves a permanent, discoverable trace. Okay, moving on. Video conferencing. Real-time collaboration across distances. Tools like Zoom, Teams, WebEx. They become essential. Not just popular, truly essential for remote collaboration, meetings. They allow for that face-to-face interaction, bringing back some of those crucial nonverbal cues, expressions, gestures, things that text-based communication completely lacks, which helps reduce misunderstandings.
That's true. You do get a better read on people sometimes. But I wonder, does it create a different kind of disconnect or even an onstage pressure, especially for maybe more introverted people? Are we losing some of the casual intimacy of, say, a phone call for a more performative interaction?
That's a very astute observation, a key insight into the nuances here. While video conferencing definitely offers visual cues that help understanding, the mediated nature can indeed alter how we interact. It can create that sense of being constantly watched, leading to Zoom fatigue, or what some call performativity. However, it still fosters a sense of presence and connection that pure audio or text just can't replicate. That's critical for complex discussions, brainstorming, team building, when you're spread out geographically. Strategic use means understanding these trade-offs, leveraging its strengths for clarity and visual engagement, but also being mindful of the psychological impact. For business students, being adept at presenting, participating, facilitating effectively in these virtual environments, that's now a core professional skill. Okay, next. Social media. Marketing, branding, and engagement on a massive scale. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, X now, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. They connect individuals and businesses with huge global audiences. For marketers, it's a primary indispensable tool. Branding, customer engagement, driving sales, launching campaigns. It's where companies build their public persona, manage their reputation, interact directly with customers. The strategic insight. Social media isn't just broadcasting, it's about building communities, having authentic two-way conversations. This connects directly to BCIS 1305 learning outcomes on presentation graphics and business use of the internet, since visuals, narratives, interactive content are key.
Right, it's engagement, not just shouting into the void.
Exactly. Then we have blogs and wikis. Knowledge sharing and authority building. These platforms are fantastic for systematically sharing in-depth knowledge, opinions, updates, collaborative info. Businesses use internal wikis like a corporate Wikipedia for training, documentation, project collaboration, creating a central knowledge base. Entrepreneurs, experts, they can launch blogs to establish authority, share expertise, offer thought leadership, attract an audience with valuable content. The key is consistent, valuable information that positions you or your company as a trusted resource. And of course, podcasts and webinars. Educate, inform, and lead. Much like this deep dive you're listening to right now, podcasts and webinars offer recorded or live sessions to teach, inform, market, provide analysis. They're excellent for education, thought leadership. They let businesses share expertise, provide nuanced info, engage audiences in a more intimate auditory or rich visual way. They build a deeper connection over time, fostering loyalty, positioning the brand as an expert. Think of a webinar walking you through software or a podcast on industry trends. Powerful stuff.
And then there's what we all use constantly, texting and messaging apps. WhatsApp, Slack, Teams chat, even just regular phone messaging. They're amazing for quick, real-time communication, perfect for group projects in a BCIS 1305 class, immediate business updates when a decision needs making fast, coordinating on the fly, super convenient, ubiquitous.
But this brings up a critical point. While these apps offer undeniable speed and convenience, one source points out a potential double edge. Texting, especially when it's the main way you interact, can create an illusion of connection. What do I mean? Well, it might feel like you're always connected, but it can subtly erode human interaction skills. Those crucial nonverbal cues, eye contact, gestures, tone of voice, body language, are totally lost. This significantly increases the risk of misinterpretation. A casual message can be easily misunderstood, cause unintended offense because the context is missing. But on the flip side, it also offers great privacy, often end-to-end encrypted, and instant access. That can be critical in crisis situations or for people with incredibly busy, fragmented schedules. The key, as our sources suggest, is finding a conscious balance, mixing digital and face-to-face to ensure true understanding, build real rapport, and foster clear, empathetic communication. It's knowing when speed is essential and when nuance demands a richer medium. Right.
So what does this all mean for our daily lives, our careers? Digital communication clearly reshapes everything. It provides incredible opportunities for growth, connection, but it's definitely not without its challenges and profound responsibilities. It's a powerful force, but one that demands really careful navigation.
You're absolutely right. Digital communication fundamentally changes how we live, learn, work. One source underscores its profound, transformative impact. It provides what we call universal acceptance, breaking down geographical barriers, enabling global collaboration almost effortlessly. It fosters unprecedented transparency within organizations, allowing for rapid information flow, accountability, and crucially, it significantly saves time, energy, money. We saw that especially during the pandemic. Businesses without robust digital strategies, they struggled immensely, some didn't survive, while those with established digital channels adapted, innovated, even thrived by leveraging these tools. It truly became about business resilience.
But precisely because it's such a powerful tool, if it's misused or mishandled, well, it can have significant negative repercussions. Not just for individuals, but for entire businesses, even society. We've certainly seen plenty of examples of that, unfortunately.
Indeed. Consider social media's double edge, positive reinforcement versus potential pitfalls. This dynamic is detailed in the chapter text and other sources. On the positive side, social media enables incredibly broad learning. Access to vast info, expert opinions, online courses. It facilitates powerful networking, connecting professionals on LinkedIn for careers, enabling crowdfunding for societal good. It fosters collaboration globally, allows rapid information sharing, crucial for innovation, emergency response, social movements.
But the dark side is pretty significant, too.
Very real, yes. The negative impacts are substantial. The ease of sharing means false information, disinformation, and scams spreads like wildfire, often without critical checks. We've seen this with fake news during elections. public health crises, causing real-world harm, eroding trust, impacting public safety. Then there's technology addiction and overload, constant notifications, pressure for engagement, idealized online realities. It can lead to burnout, anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, especially among younger users constantly comparing themselves, a profound mental health concern. And critically, privacy loss. Social media platforms collect vast amounts of incredibly personal data, often without clear consent. This data can be exploited by advertisers for hyper-targeting, by hackers, even by governments for surveillance. The Cambridge Analytica scandal, 50 million Facebook profiles harvested without consent for political targeting, is a stark, chilling reminder of these risks, the sheer scale of potential exploitation.
That's a truly serious wake-up call. And it brings us to a concept everyone, especially future business pros, needs to understand deeply: your digital footprint. It's permanent, searchable, and absolutely crucial for your career. It's not just what you post now.
What's absolutely fascinating, and frankly a little intimidating here, is this concept of a digital footprint.
Yeah.
Everything you post, share, comment on, even just click on online. It is permanent and it is searchable. For business students, this is critically important to grasp. Recruiters actively use LinkedIn to find candidates, assess their professional brand, but they also scour the wider internet for old, potentially harmful, unprofessional posts that can instantly kill career prospects. We've all heard stories, right? Someone losing a job offer because of something they posted years ago. This connects directly to BCIS 1305 learning outcomes on security, privacy, and ethical web research. It's not just about now, but what you've ever posted and how that reflects on you personally and professionally. Managing this footprint is key personal branding.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit more. Beyond just being polite, professional netiquette is fundamentally about protecting your reputation, maintaining a credible professional image in every single digital interaction. How you present yourself, email, comments, virtual meetings, everything.
Indeed, netiquette guidelines, as the sources emphasize, include being consistently polite, concise, respectful in all digital communications. Avoiding oversharing personal or unprofessional stuff is paramount. Meticulous proofreading before sending anything. Treat every email, even casual ones, as potentially public. Because, as sources warn, anything could be forwarded, screenshotted, legally requested. For video interviews, professionalism extends to your attire, ensuring a clean, distraction-free background, testing your tech beforehand. These seemingly small details contribute significantly to how others perceive you as a future professional. Your digital self is increasingly your professional self.
Here's where it gets really complex and interesting, though. The ethical considerations in digital technologies. They're incredibly nuanced, often involve difficult trade-offs, and go way beyond just good or bad. They're foundational.
This brings up a critical point. How do we ensure technology truly benefits society while diligently mitigating its considerable potential for harm? Key ethical concerns, as highlighted by sources like eConstore, are multifaceted. They demand continuous attention, consent, and privacy. This involves the massive scale of data collection from platforms, apps, the often opaque sharing of data between companies, and the real challenges of truly anonymizing personal data. That Cambridge Analytica scandal we mentioned, 50 million profiles harvested without explicit consent for political targeting. A prime example of consent and privacy violations on a huge scale. It showed the power of data, the fragility of privacy.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Security. Protecting vast amounts of sensitive data from hacks, breaches, unauthorized access. It's a constant escalating battle. The Marriott International data breach affected 339 million guest records. That starkly underscores the risk. Devastating financial, reputational, personal consequences of bad security. Businesses are targets. Robust cybersecurity isn't just IT's problem, it's a fundamental business and ethical must. Accuracy. Data processing algorithms. They're powerful, but they can lead to inferred data that might be biased, inaccurate, discriminatory. The Apple Card investigation for potential gender bias in credit limits linked to their algorithms. That highlights how automated decisions, if based on flawed data, can have real-world unfair implications, impacts inclusion, fairness, non-discrimination. We have to scrutinize not just the data, but the systems processing it.
So the algorithms themselves can be biased.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Online harms. This is a broad category. Includes illegal or harmful content, inappropriate targeting of vulnerable groups, the pervasive issues of cyberbullying, harassment, exploitation that digital platforms can unfortunately facilitate. Protecting vulnerable people online is a constant ethical challenge. Transparency and accountability. It's about understanding the explicit purpose and exact method for data collection and algorithm design. And when things go wrong, who's responsible? Who's accountable for the outcomes of these powerful AI systems? Critical, often unanswered questions society is grappling with.
So it's rarely clear-cut. There's often this significant tension, isn't there, between what a company wants, maybe hyper-personalization, more engagement, maximizing profit, and what's ethically sound for the user and society. It's a constant balancing act.
Precisely. The tension really lies between the designer's commercial goals and the broader end-user societal impact. For example, tracking user data definitely improves personalization, user experience for many, but often at the cost of online privacy. There's the trade-off. Businesses are increasingly implementing internal governance, ethical principles, toolkits like IBM's AI Fairness 360 to mitigate bias, even setting up ethics committees. But there's always a risk of ethics washing, where companies might hype up ethical concerns for PR rather than deep commitment. For you as a future business professional, understanding these complex dilemmas means you'll be far better equipped to navigate this landscape responsibly, to make decisions that are not only profitable but also ethical and socially beneficial. This ties directly to the BCIS 1305 learning outcome on ethical business research, preparing you to critically evaluate tech and practices and hopefully influence them for the better.
Okay, let's unpack all this fascinating information for your career now. How do you take all this knowledge DNA of messages, ethical minefields, and actually apply it? How do you become a genuinely successful business professional, leveraging digital communication for growth and real impact, moving from understanding to execution?
Right, if we connect this to the bigger picture, a well-thought-out, agile digital communication strategy is absolutely crucial for any business today. It effectively uses channels like email, social media, targeted ads, not just to broadcast, but to actively build brand awareness, promote a positive customer experience, and ultimately drive sustainable business growth. It's your roadmap in the digital world. So what are the key steps to a winning strategy? First, you absolutely must determine clear business goals and key performance indicators, KPIs. Every single action needs a clear objective you can measure. KPIs like website impressions, search rankings, lead gen rates, customer acquisition costs are vital for tracking progress, understanding if your efforts are working. This connects directly to your BCIS 1305 learning outcomes on goal seeding and what-if analysis, defining, measuring, analyzing success against targets. Without clear goals, you're just guessing.
Flying blind, yeah.
Second, identify your target audience with precision. Knowing exactly who you're talking to dictates how you talk to them, where you talk to them, what you say. Online databases, market research tools, even internal customer data can help you deeply understand demographics, habits, preferences, pain points, even identify new customer segments. This lets you tailor your message for maximum impact. Third, develop a consistent brand voice and message. Your business needs a consistent, relatable personality. Something that inspires trust, differentiates you. Your brand voice should be instantly recognizable, consistent across all digital channels, website, social media, email. Build recognition, loyalty. Fourth, choose the right channels for your message. Maximize your communication dollars by knowing precisely where your target audience spends their time online. Example, influencer marketing might work best for younger demos on Instagram or TikTok. More formal email or LinkedIn might be better for professional audiences or existing clients. Be where your audience is.
Makes sense. Meet them where they are. Fifth, personalized brand messages. Avoid that one-size-fits-all approach. Segment your audience age, gender, income, geography, purchase history, interests, then tailor messages specifically for each group. Leads to significantly higher engagement, loyalty, lower customer acquisition costs because messages are highly relevant. Think personalized recommendations on Netflix or Amazon. That's personalization. Sixth, measure and analyze performance continuously. Don't just set it and forget it. Constantly track your KPIs using attribution models. Understand what's truly working, what's not. Ongoing analysis lets you see effectiveness, identify trends, spot areas for improvement. Data-driven decisions are always better. And finally, adjust based on feedback. Digital communication is dynamic. Your strategy must be too. Customer reviews, social media comments, surveys, engagement scores provide invaluable real-time insights for refining your strategy. It's an iterative process. Learn, adapt, optimize.
That's a really solid framework.
Nah.
But let's get down to brass tacks. What does this all mean for actually creating the content? It's not just about posting anything, right? It's about making it impactful, something that actually cuts through the overwhelming noise out there.
Right, critical question. How do you create content that truly grabs attention and resonates deeply? Our sources offer some excellent practical guidelines. Start with purpose. Before you even begin, clearly define the goal. Clicks, purchases, brand awareness, lead gen, something else. A clear objective guides everything. Find your unique angle. In a sea of content, you need to stand out. Don't be afraid to be bold or wacky or insightful or maybe even a little controversial. Your unique voice is what captures attention. Research what's working. Don't create in a vacuum. Leverage trends, popular topics, successful formats. See what's getting traction with your audience and adapt those approaches, but with your own spin. Tell a story. Humans are hardwired for narratives. Compelling stories create emotional responses, which drive action and connection more than just facts. Stories make content memorable, relatable, shareable.
Storytelling is key.
Absolutely. Be visual. We live in a visual world. High-quality images, engaging videos, compelling graphics are crucial for capturing attention immediately. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, visual first for a reason. Grab the eye instantly. Tailor for each platform. What works brilliantly on Facebook for community might bomb on Twitter's real-time, concise format and definitely won't fit Instagram's visual vibe. Each platform has its own nuances, audience expectations, best practices. Be conversational and regular. Digital communication is a dialogue, not a monologue. Maintain a consistent, personable, authentic tone. Communicate frequently to stay top of mind. Build ongoing relationships. Be thumb-stopping. In a scroll-heavy world, you have seconds. Lead with attention-grabbing phrases. Be incredibly concise. Always lead with compelling visuals. Make them pause their scroll. Invite participation and action. Don't just broadcast. Engage. Encourage user-generated content. Run polls. Ask questions. Create clear opportunities for your audience to interact and contribute.
Let's do a quick platform-specific strategies. A closer look because, like you said, each one really is different. Understanding those nuances seems key.
Absolutely. For Facebook, the goal is often fostering community, driving calls to action, clicking links, attending events, making purchases. Key is digestible content. Lists, short captions, good photos, videos. Upload content directly to Facebook, not just links, for better reach. Create dialogue in comment threads. Use Facebook Insights to understand your audience. Optimal posting times. Post consistently, maybe 1-2 times a day, but don't overwhelm. Twitter, or X, is basically peer-to-peer broadcasting. Great for professional connections, real-time updates, thought leadership, share unique knowledge, break news, engage in public conversations, connect with journalists, influencers. Use hashtags strategically but sparingly. 1 to 2 relevant ones per tweet, often best. Vary posting times for different audiences. Tweets with links often get higher retweets. People look for info to absorb and share quickly.
Okay, and Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah, mobile-based visual first. Focuses on authentic, high-quality images and short videos capturing emotion, telling stories, behind-the-scenes glimpses. Keep captions concise, engaging, let the visual talk. Use maybe 3 to 4 relevant hashtags for visibility. Stories are fantastic for compelling, temporary narratives disappearing after 24 hours. Great for live events, daily updates, quick polls to boost engagement. But then Pinterest. Often underestimated, but ideal for finding, sharing creative ideas, inspiration, resources. Popular with educators, designers, anyone visual. Strategy is setting up unique boards to curate content visually. For a business, could be product inspiration, how-to guides, industry trends. Positions you as a valuable visual resource. Great for discovery and traffic if your audience is there. Now, mastering email marketing for action. Despite social media, email remains one of the most effective channels for driving specific, measurable action, signups, downloads, purchases. The key. Focus intently on compelling, benefit-driven subject lines and recognizable sender names to boost open rates. If they don't open it, game over.
And remember those UCLA tips we talked about. Keeping it friendly, brief, professional. Avoiding overly formal, stuffy, corporate jargon. Make it human.
Absolutely. Tone should be conversational, engaging, yet professional. Make your ask your desired action bold, clear, prominent. Repeat it maybe a couple of times so it's unmissable. And crucially, explain your theory of change, how the action you're asking for will credibly create the desired change or benefit for them. That clarity, plus a strong call to action, is essential for getting people to engage. For BCIS 1305 students, this translates directly to creating persuasive business documents that don't just inform but actively motivate action.
So with all this content flying around, what does this mean for tracking success? It's clearly not just about follower count, right? Those can be vanity metrics if they don't lead to real results.
Right. Critical point. Focus on the right data, not just surface numbers. Move beyond vanity metrics like total list size or impressions that look good but don't tell the impact story. Instead, measure audience growth, tangible increase in followers on social platforms, email list growth, shows expanding reach, engagement, how content activates users' likes, comments, shares, email click-through rates, often the best measure of content quality and relevance, shows people actually care. Amplification, how well your content is shared by your audience shares, retweets, repins, engaged people share, extending your organic reach. Conversion, the ultimate metric for many goals. Measures how effectively content gets people to take a desired, tangible action signups, downloads, purchases, often tracked with tools like Google Analytics goals. For BCIS 1305 students, this is directly related to data analytics, goal-seeking measuring if digital efforts achieve specific business objectives contribute to the bottom line. Finally, for students graduating from the Dr. Ciampa College of Business, especially MIS, IT, CIS folks, understanding digital communication gives you a huge DSW job market advantage. Dallas-Fort Worth is a robust, dynamic business and tech hub. Huge demand for digitally savvy grads. Strong demand for digital communications specialists, digital marketing specialists, content strategists, social media managers. Combining your business acumen with digital media skills makes you incredibly competitive, highly desirable. Mastering professional email, building a strong LinkedIn profile, excelling in video interviews. These aren't just academic exercises. They are direct, practical pathways to career success in DFW and beyond. Aligns perfectly with your BCIS 1305 course outcomes on internet use and professional growth. These are the skills employers want.
Okay, let's unpack this final forward-looking section. As we look ahead, what are the big challenges, the exciting future trends in digital communication? And what does all this mean for, well, the need for continuous learning in this incredibly fast-changing landscape?
Yeah, it's a critical point. While digital communication makes life and business easier in many ways, it simultaneously presents significant evolving challenges we have to recognize and address. One source outlines these crucial hurdles. Information overload. We're constantly bombarded. Messages, emails, notifications, updates, endless stream. Makes it incredibly hard to sort, prioritize, focus, avoid feeling overwhelmed, challenges our attention itself.
So true. The noise is deafening sometimes.
Privacy and security. Digital channels are highly susceptible. Cyber attacks, data breaches, phishing, hacking. Need for robust cybersecurity, continuous vigilance, proactive defense is paramount. Reinforces those BCIS 1305 security privacy outcomes. It's everyone's responsibility. Lack of nonverbal cues, like we discussed with texting. In many text formats, no body language, expressions, tone leads to misunderstandings, misinterpretations, lost emotional context. What seems clear to you might be totally misread. Digital divide. Stark inequality remains. Access to reliable high-speed internet, affordable devices, digital literacy skills creates a significant gap in engagement, opportunity globally and locally.
Yeah, access is still a huge issue.
Dependency on technology. Heavy reliance means outages, tech issues. Lack of familiarity with new platforms can cause major disruptions, productivity loss. We're incredibly vulnerable to tech failures, miscommunication, and misuse. The informal nature of some platforms, or just carelessness, can lead to poor messages, rumors, misuse, especially professionally. Impacts reputation, trust. Reduced personal interaction. While digital tools connect us across distance, over-reliance can paradoxically hurt the quality of in-person relationships. Genuine human connection. Difference between connection and interaction. Cultural and language barriers. Global reach means navigating diverse cultures, social norms, language nuances. What's okay in one culture might offend in another. Can damage international relations, fatigue, and burnout. Constant connectivity, always-on expectation, sheer volume. Leads to severe digital exhaustion, stress, burnout. Impacts mental, physical well-being. Real challenge to work-life balance. Ethical concerns. Persistent issues like misinformation spread, cyberbullying, privacy erosion, lack of transparency in data use, demand immediate attention, proactive ethical consideration. All reinforces the importance of ethical conduct, understanding tech's impact, like in BCIS 1305.
Wow, that's quite a list of challenges.
It is. But despite these, the future of digital communication is incredibly exciting. It continues to evolve astonishingly fast. We'll see even more breakthroughs. AI and AR/VR integration, leading to hyper-personalized experiences, content tailored exactly to you, real-time language translation, breaking global barriers, smart content creation, AI, drafting emails, marketing copy. And with AR/VR, people working, learning, socializing in shared virtual spaces that feel incredibly immersive, like you're physically together. Profoundly new interaction forms.
The metaverse, sort of?
Kind of, yeah, or aspects of it. Automation and chatbots. These intelligent tools will keep taking over repetitive customer service support tasks, offering faster, clearer communication, freeing up humans for complex issues. Expect even more sophisticated human-like conversational AI, blockchain. This tech, known for security and transparency, could be increasingly integrated for enhanced data security, message integrity, transparent interactions. Could directly address some of those privacy security concerns, offering a new layer of trust verification.
And critically, the ethical landscape will keep evolving alongside these technologies, right? Demanding continuous review, critical thinking, likely more formal regulation to ensure accountability, fairness, human well-being. It's a moving target. Requires constant vigilance from all of us.
Absolutely. And for you as BCIS 1305 students, the foundational skills you're developing in this course, directly applicable, absolutely essential for navigating this complex dynamic future. You're learning foundational IT concepts, hardware, software, security, privacy, crucial for responsible digital interaction, informed tech decisions. Mastering proper file management prepares you for organizing vast digital assets efficiently. Critical skill, creating professional business documents with word processing, analyzing data with spreadsheets, building impactful multimedia presentations, all direct applications of digital communication for business productivity, strategic influence, understanding databases, integrating applications, provides the backbone for managing digital info strategically, and most importantly, using web tech for ethical business research, underpins all responsible digital engagement, critical thinking, informed decision-making in this info-rich world.
It's truly about being proactive, isn't it? Not reactive. In a world where technology is constantly shifting, your ability to adapt, learn continuously, apply these core skills intelligently, that'll be your greatest asset. Makes you invaluable. Hashtag outro.
So, what did we truly unpack today?
Wow, quite a bit. We dove deep into digital communication, from its core definition, the unique DNA of messages, to essential tools like email, social media, video conferencing. We explored its profound impacts, highlighted critical netiquette, delved into complex ethical challenges, and laid out actionable strategies for engaging content and effective campaigns. And we highlighted how these skills are absolutely vital for your future, especially in the DFW job market and beyond, particularly for you, Dr. Ciampa College of Business grads.
Indeed. This deep dive really shows us that digital communication isn't just about the tech itself. It's fundamentally about the professionalism, the strategic foresight, the ethical considerations, things that transform mere information, transfer into meaningful connection and real business success. It's about being an informed, adaptable, and responsible digital citizen and professional ready for whatever the exciting, challenging future of tech brings.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. If you found this valuable, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this deep dive with others who want to level up their understanding and career prospects. And remember, all the additional resources we've mentioned, they're linked in the description below for you to explore further. Here's a provocative thought for you to carry forward. In a world where every click, every post, every email leaves an indelible, permanent digital trace, how will you intentionally and strategically shape your digital footprint to build the career and the impact you truly envision? The future of business isn't just about what you know, it's about how you apply technology to make it happen. Thanks for listening.